So this Zoom class has been going on for over a year now. And what we've been doing is just investigating two seemingly simple instructions of Tai Chi: sink and relax, and mind in the Dantian. So sink and relax is just aligning the spine in particular with the streaming downward force of gravity. So the feeling is that gravity is washing through the body and constantly, persistently dragging me down to the ground. What I struggle to do is not to resist that, but to balance it with a persistent but gentle thrust upwards of my legs. So what I don't want to do is just lock the legs into a position and become mindless, careless to gravity. I want to always feel that pull downwards and feel my own response to that, my own mindful response. So what makes our work spiritual? So spiritual really just means any endeavor to reduce the control of the ego and hand that control over to spirit. So what makes our work spiritual is that we endeavor to quieten the mind and detach the mind so that it can naturally just sink into the Dantian, which is this area here, round about the navel, just beneath the navel. It's the natural place where the mind will settle when it quietens. Most of us have no experience of that because we've never really experienced a quiet mind. But the people that do experience Dantian, not just spiritual people, are people who fight, so martial artists who have learned from experience that having a noisy mind is the one way to prevent them from winning the fight. And so they just know how to turn this off, at least for the duration of the fight. And then they just naturally gather here. And also performers, like musicians that perform on stage, actors, dancers, people that have to get it right in the heat of the moment. Yeah? So those people and the martial artists will all tell you that before they go on stage, they get nerves. And what those nerves do is make them go to the toilet and often make them vomit. So that is just an indication of their mind beginning to gather in their Dantian and causing all sorts of contractions and reactions here. Because for them, it happens very violently because it's such a stress having to go on stage and perform a miracle on call, yeah? And so they have a natural experience of the Dantian. And so when they're in the Dantian, their spirit can blossom and touch thousands, yeah, through the performance that they accomplish. And they all say that it's when they stop having the nerves, that's when they know they no longer can perform successfully, because they need that nervous, stressful response to performance to actually get their Dantian focused so that their spirit can release out. Without that, everything is in control of the mind and they will not project into the audience. They certainly won't project anything that's interesting. They may project an ego, but there won't be many people interested in that. Yeah. So this is our work, to settle into the field of gravity and to quieten the mind so that we can naturally cohere at this place here. And then when that happens, you just become alive in a spirited way. Everything is interesting, everything is wonderful, everything is wondrous. Yeah. So that is the state we want to get to. And standing in this posture, which we call riding horse, because it's a bit like I'm sitting on a horse with these sort of bow legs, this is the perfect place to practice that. In a sense, even more perfect than sitting down meditating. Because somehow the stress on the body, the pain in the legs from standing like this just for a few minutes, focuses the mind in a way that sitting like this, you need years and years of practice before you can quieten the mind and focus it, not let it disperse. Yeah. So a disciplined mind, a well-trained body, and a free spirit. This is our aim. Okay.